Hey guys, it's me. So we're back again, and what are we going to talk about this time? Well, we're going to dig deep into the vaults of Corey Haim and have another episode of COREY-THON. This time we're going to talk about Demolition High. School's out forever. Get it? Because it's going to blow up. So this movie was made in 1996 and is directed by the one and only Jim Wynorski. Now, if you're a fan of these kinds of movies, then Jim Wynorski needs no introduction. The man is a legend. If you don't know who he is, just know that he's made a lot of movies. And by a lot, I mean like 80. He's made a lot of movies. They all have two things in common: big explosions and big tits. And not a lot of money. They're all cheapo movies, but they're all great. They all have a great, charm to them. And even if you see a movie that... Because he directs a lot of movies under pseudonyms, but even if you see one of them, you're like, well, I don't know, was this a Jim Wynorski movie? He has, an auteur stamp that he leaves on his movies. It's really great, and I'm really excited to talk about this. So this stars Corey Haim and Alan Thicke. Yes, the Alan Thicke from Growing Pains, the father from Growing Pains, starring Mike Seaver, aka Kirk Cameron. Yes, Christian Cameron. So I've already done one action-packed Corey Haim movie. It was a Corey Haim, Corey Feldman movie called Blown Away. That one was really great. I'll put a link to that one below. You should check that one out. That movie was fucking awesome. I've also done Watchers, which was another Corey Haim movie, a horror movie from the 80s. So, Jim Wynorski, there's an interview with him where he's asked about Corey Haim, and he had this to say. Corey Haim was a nice kid who was totally fucked up in the head. You could see the path he was going down even then. I wish I could have turned him around, but I had to have a paid babysitter with him all the time. Believe it or not, he had to have a babysitter. The kid was in his early 20s and still didn't have it figured out yet. I don't know. That's Haim for you. Classic Haim. So we get this opening scene and we open on Buck Flower. Yes, the Buck Flower. Also a legend. Needs no introduction.
You go straight back past the Best Western. Best Western, and yeah.
So here we have our badass femme fatale character, or something. I don't know if she's a femme fatale, but she's a badass bitch.
Could you do me one small favor, though?
Anything I can.
Sit down.
And then we have Jeff Kober, who, for my money, is one of the best villains you can get. I fucking love the guy. He's also the bad guy in another movie that I want to review eventually called One Tough Bastard, aka One Man's Justice, starring Brian Bosworth. I'll get to that one eventually, but just know that Jeff Kober is fucking awesome. So we start off and we've got our group of terrorists and they rob some place of something. I don't know. I guess it's like military stuff and they're stealing weapons. I don't know. We don't really see what the hell's going on. And this whole thing is very reminiscent of Bad Boys, which was a year earlier. And a lot of the terrorist stuff, it's from Bad Boys in the beginning, and then later on it just becomes Die Hard. It's Die Hard in a high school. There was a whole slew of movies in the 90s that were just Die Hard in... insert whatever. Die Hard on a plane. Well, I guess that's Die Hard 2. Die Hard in a high school. Die Hard in a boat. Die Hard in a plane. We already covered the plane. Although Die Hard in a Plane is also the movie Turbulence or Passenger 57 or... I don't know. There's so many. There's so many Die Hard ripoffs. Then we get an explosion... and some rockin' fucking music, which sounds like the music from Bad Boys. Did I mention that Alan Thicke is in this?
Dude, so what's up with Wynorski and the cheerleader with the big sweater?
So Corey Haim plays Lenny.
Lenny? Well, that sounds like a real wuss name to me. So Lenny. What's that short for, huh? Leonard?
Lenny's a lesbo. I hadn't thought about that one.
He kicks some ass with karate, and then he meets the school bully, and they both appear to be karate masters. Then we cut to a high-speed chase with the terrorist van being chased by cops. When they finally stop after a lengthy high-speed pursuit, we get this.
Is there a problem, officer?
Sorry, ma'am. We had a report on a truck like this, so we had to check it out.
I can understand that.
Totally believable police behavior.
I do have a small problem, though, that you might be able to help me with.
Oh, and what might that be?
Well, I hate cops.
So Corey Haim gets framed into like spying on these girls in the locker room, and he's escorted to the principal, who's played by this guy.
Mr. Vogel, I didn't...
But Mr. Vogel, nothing.
Whose name I didn't bother to look up, but he's in a bunch of stuff. He's like a character actor. So the principal like pulls this gun out, but later on he sees a gun from Jeff Kober and he totally freaks out. It's funny, you know, he's just holding one, pointing it at fucking Corey Haim, and now he's freaking out like he's never seen one before. It's comical.
What do you people think you're doing here?
Anything we want.
And check out Jeff Kober being stone fucking cold.
Are you the proprietor of this establishment?
Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me!
I asked you a question.
Yes, I'm the principal.
Good. Looks like we'll be here for a while and we require some hospitality. Now the police. Tell them to keep their distance or we start throwing out corpses. Young teenage corpses.
Damn, he's badass. A fucking badass. Shit. Right? You see it already. You've seen 10 seconds of him and you know he's a badass. It's obvious. He's oozing badassery. Fuck. Love that guy. So they get the principal to round up everyone in the school and the assembly hall. It's after school, so there's a limited amount of people. That way they don't need a bunch of extras. They can hire, 10 people and make their movie, which is a classic Wynorski trait. And we get our first glimpse of badass Alan Thicke, police detective. So Alan Thicke is Corey Haim's father, and they've recently moved from Brooklyn, where he was big police detective, and now they've moved to small town Mayberry. Mayfield, that's the name of the town, not Mayberry, Mayfield. Classic. So they moved there to get away from the big city crime, but joke's on them, right? So then we get this cool bad guy in a denim shirt. There's always one. There's always a cool guy in a denim shirt wearing sunglasses. I feel like he should be chewing gum. If he was chewing gum, it would really set this picture off like into the stratosphere, but he's not chewing gum. It's a missed opportunity on your part, Wynorski. I hope that keeps you up at night. It probably doesn't. He probably doesn't even remember making this fucking movie. He's made so many.
Now, you can either sit back and enjoy it, or watch it face down in a pool of your own blood. It's your choice.
So then we see these guys setting up C4 everywhere. So circumstances lead Corey Haim to joining forces with the school bully, right? And his girlfriend. She's not my boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend.
And you can tell the school bully is a badass. I mean, check out the cut-off sleeves. You can't have cut-off sleeves and not be a badass. That's like the #1 trait of a badass. Sleeves optional. This is Special Agent Dugan, FBI.
Special Agent Dugan, FBI.
I love it. I love it. Do you remember that movie? Did you ever see that movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where they're showing the police procedural thing and it's like really bad acting? That's exactly what this is. It's like perfect bad acting. Special Agent Dugan, FBI.
Oh, it's very simple. First, we require the federal government to completely disband and dissolve all its military, law enforcement, and bureaucratic agencies.
I already said it's Die Hard in a high school, and this is a key thing, right? Remember Die Hard when he's like, I want to set free all of these terrorist organizations, the Asian Dawn, and that's exactly what this is. He's going to tell them to disband the government and all this crazy shit to throw the scent off the track of what they're really doing, which is pointing a nuclear missile at a nuclear power plant so that they can get money. This is like a step 1, missiles, step 2, demands, step 3, question mark, step 4, profit. They don't explain what it is. Later on, you find out that this is like the town where they like burn all of the money that is like out of circulation currency or something. But they never make demands for this, and they don't have a way of trying to get the money that they show. So really, step 3, question mark. It doesn't make any sense, but who gives a shit, honestly. Especially when this is happening.
Dude, what are you doing? That's gas.
Hey, man, you got a cigarette? Why? Just give me one.
I wonder where this is going. Explosion! And there goes Cool Denim Guy. He didn't last long, but cool denim guys in sunglasses never do. They're not designed to last long because they're so fucking cool that they're, you know, too cool for school. Literally, he's in a school. Self-explanatory, guys. I don't need to lay this out.
Oh, by the way, Pops, you know Mr. Vogel, the principal here? He's kind of dead.
So Corey Haim is setting these elaborate Home Alone traps to like catch and kill these guys. And in the midst of all the mayhem, the school badass bully and his girlfriend are captured because they're not very smart, I guess. They're not Corey Haim level smart. Then they cut the power and they have to cut it back on. And it's just something to pad the runtime for a few minutes. But this movie's only 84 minutes long. It's not even an hour and a half. So there's not a whole lot of runtime padding. A lot of these movies that I've reviewed, there's a lot of runtime padding. But in this, there's surprisingly little. I guess a lot of Jim Wynorski movies are like that. There's not a lot of runtime padding, but there doesn't need to be because there's explosions and there's tits. So who gives a fuck? So now Corey Haim McClane is ho ho ho, I have a machine gun, and he's got a radio and he's listening in on the bad guys.
Thank you.
The only ones that would be dying in each other's arms are you and that demented slut.
Hey, man!
So now Alan Thicke advises his son to get the detonator from the terrorists because, I don't know, one minute he's like, get out of there, son, get out of there. And then he's like, you're our only hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Help me, Corey Haim Kenobi. You're my only hope. Then he throws acid in this terrorist face and he gets shot and I don't know. kills this girl with a, he kills that girl with a fire extinguisher.
Well, the old saying's true. Pen really is mightier than the sword.
So then we get to the end and Corey Haim fights Jeff Kober in an epic fight. Remember at the end of Die Hard when the guy's swinging by his neck and then he comes back? Well, obviously that's going to happen here because it's Die Hard in a high school. So the sick bitch lady, she was killed with a fire extinguisher. Then after Jeff Kober's dead, she comes back. Mind fucking blown, right? You didn't even see that coming. You didn't smell it coming. You didn't see it coming. So they launch the missile at the power plant, and dead Jeff Kober down here has the self-destruct detonator, but it's wired to the C4 in the school. So Corey Haim's going to save the day here, and then we get the titular Demolition High. Yes, and a giant explosion. It's fucking beautiful. It's classic Wynorski. So that's Demolition High, and it's fucking awesome, and I totally recommend that you watch it. There was a sequel called Demolition U, as in Demolition University. Get it? Now, that one is equally awesome, and I may review that one someday and continue COREY-THON. Because, let's face it, there are a lot of fucking awesome Corey movies. Some with just one Corey, some with both Coreys. Plus, in Demolition U, Corey Haim has this really fucked up haircut and like these like eyebrows that he like fucked up and accidentally shaved. It's totally phenomenal. So yeah, that's Demolition High. Have you guys seen this? If not, it's on Amazon Prime. You should go and stream it and watch it immediately. I don't know. I can't recommend this movie enough. Have you seen it? Go in the comments and let me know what you guys thought about it. If not, go watch it, then come back and let me know what you thought about it. Alright guys, well that's it for Demolition High. Thank you so much for watching. Go like and subscribe and all that. Also, I just hit 500 subscribers, which is not a lot, but it's also not a little. It's a lot for me. So thank you guys so much for subbing, everybody who subbed. I love you all so much. And I'll see you guys next time.